Hi there, this is Madeleine, Managing Editor and founder of Black Bright News, which can be found on www.blackbrightnews.tumblr.com, or you can download the issues free of charge at www.issue.com/blackbrightnews. Anyway, today I want to talk about what I heard on the news this morning, which was that 45% of parents would leave their 14-year-old child alone in the home, and according to the GMB poll, a third of parents admit to leaving their 12-year-old child at home alone. Now, I know that, when I was raising my children, and that's years and years ago, I used to leave them alone, and I didn't think anything of it. I don't think we lived in such a weird society as we do today. I mean, I know things could have happened, but I really did it based on faith. And I think a lot of parents, if they don't have a choice, and especially with the cost of childcare, they sometimes feel as though they're left with no other alternative. The only concern I have about leaving children alone is where they're living. I often think of Grenfell Tower. That's the first thing that comes to mind. That happened in the night. It could also happen in the day. So if you're living in flats, anything could happen that's outside the control of your immediate home or the environment that the child is in. There's a fire. Have you told that child about, the fire drill, what you would want him to do, how you'd expect him to get out? Or if it's a girl, likewise. But it's fine, all things being equal and everything going according to plan. Some parents will think, okay, I can leave my child at home. I'll give him a PlayStation, I'll give him the laptop, and that'll keep him busy and out of trouble. And, they leave some food there for him or her, and they leave them to get on with it. And like I said, but the thing is with when they're so distracted by these PlayStations and, other technical equipment, their senses aren't always aware to danger. And sometimes it's like when you're driving and they've now stopped texting and driving because you lose your concentration. That's the same thing. If he's well into a game and the door knocks, regardless of whether he's been told not to open the door, he could open it, because his reflexes have kicked in instead of his logic, because he's still in the place where he's concentrating on the PlayStation. His mind is there, and therefore he just wants to do what he needs to do and get back and do it. And he might be opening the door to a stranger, as much as you've told him not to, as much as you've told her that you must stay in your room, don't open the door to strangers, just watch the TV or here's a few books, things happen. So I do have my reservations, purely on the basis that if you're living in a home, if you live in a house, and you'll get on well with the neighbours and the neighbours are at home, and you can say, oh, pop in and see Jimmy or pop in and see Sally. That's not too bad if they're 12 and 14. But if you're living in a high-rise flat, I'll tell you honest truth, certain things are beyond your control. Whether it's high-rise, as long as you're living in flats, I wouldn't do it personally, because you do not know what's going to happen, whether the upstairs neighbour is going to flood the flat, whether somebody's going to set fire, all of these things that can happen. If there's a bomb alert or whatever, you're not there to rescue your child. And how would you feel if you'd left your child alone and came home and something like that had happened? We all pray and hope that our children will be safe. And even when we're away from them, we still worry about them. But, prevention is better than cure. So like I said, I can't say I have a problem because it's not my child. All I'm saying is be aware of the dangers. That's Black Bright News. Madeleine, over and out.